Next up at UFC 266, we have Marlon Moraes versus Merab Dvalishvili. Merab 13-4 overall, 5-0 in his last 5. He's on an absolute tear lately. Marlon Moraes 23-8. 2 losses, a win, and then a loss. He's not having the best streak, if you will, but that's what happens. He rose to the top, fought the cream of the crop, and now he's clunking his way back down. Marlon Moraes is an absolute savage. I've managed fighters for 15 years. Unfortunately for me, I was in the position of matching up one of my guys against Marlon Moraes in 2011. We got a call. It was the XFC saying, hey, does Chris want to fight Marlon Moraes? Took a look at his record, did our research, and at the time, Moraes was coming off of 2 losses. He hadn't quite figured out takedown defense yet. Chris, the guy I was managing, solid jiu-jitsu. Okay takedowns, but solid jiu-jitsu. We're like, you know what? That should be a good fight. We should make that happen. And Marlon Moraes absolutely pelted him for 3 rounds, won a decision. And that kicked off. That was the first win in his incredible 5-year unbeaten streak when he was on an absolute tear, destroying the world. Marlon Moraes has phenomenal striking, heavy kicks. When he is on, and he looks like he can beat anybody in the world. The problem is that people have figured out if you pressure Marlon Moraes, if you back him up, he's going to be a step behind. Marlon Moraes puts so much power into those strikes, he literally needs to plant and then throw. And if you're backing him up, he can't plant and throw before you get to him. We just watched that. Rob Font did that the entire time, just lit him up with a jab, stayed in his face, didn't let Marlon Moraes plant. He couldn't get off, and he just was absolutely dismantled. Merab Dvalishvili is a very different matchup for Marlon compared to his last 2 opponents, right? Instead of 2 strikers, he's just fighting an absolute savage wrestler, but the same logic to win, the exact same logic. If Merab has forward pressure, backs up Marlon, who loses a step when he's backing up, Merab will get this done. Skill-wise, he has great conditioning, absolute nonstop chain wrestling. He has solid striking, maybe just okay striking, but he has actual power there. He times his takedowns really, really well. And if he doesn't get the takedown, it doesn't matter because there's another one right behind it. The dude is nonstop with the wrestling. I love Merab in this matchup. The odds makers are, minus 235. They're onto it. I do like this for real. I genuinely like this. So what are you thinking? Other than for some reason disparaging me in the comments, I'm adding personal anecdotes here. My bad. What do you think?
Yeah, I'll come to the defense of Moraes a little bit for Dan because he is an ATT guy, and I think he's going to have a game plan and be ready for the takedowns of Merab. Unfortunately, there's not a game plan that's going to stop this guy. You're going to have a game plan to stop him, but he's going to get through the game plan. He's going to get you to the ground. He's probably going to TKO you. I think it's Merab all the way in this fight. I'm actually surprised he's such a big favorite, but it really makes sense. I figured just because it's Marlon Moraes that it might be like a 150. So over a 2-1 is pretty surprising, but I think it should be there. I think that's pretty good money. So I like Merab all the way in this fight.
Yeah, and listen, Marlon Moraes is a savage, and I don't know why, they're just sort of throwing him out, right? Like he did not beat, even if you look at his last 5, he did not beat Jose Aldo. The UFC knows he didn't beat Jose Aldo, which is why Jose got the title shot and he didn't. But I just don't know. There's still a lot there. He's still a young-ish guy. He's really fun to watch. I'm surprised at this matchup. I mean, Merab is a bad matchup for 90-something% of the people in that division. I don't know why you give him Marlon, right? Marlon's a step up on paper, but matchup-wise, it's a pretty straightforward fight. It really is. So we'll see. I mean, if Marlon comes out here and looks like he did 2 years ago, he smokes Merab.
I've never seen a striker out-wrestle a wrestler.
Okay, well, there's no wrestling involved here, and that's your stupid quote from earlier. Yeah. I get it, but come on. On task. Stay on task. So,
Marlon Moraes is a striker. There's a wrestler. What do you mean it doesn't go?
You said I've never seen a striker out-wrestle a grappler. Why would he wrestle Merab? He's not going to do that. Shut up.
No, anyway. it's when Merab starts wrestling. That's the point of the quote is Merab starts wrestling and Marlon can't outwork him. I've never seen a striker out-wrestle a wrestler. It means he's going to wrestle and he can't out-wrestle him. Come on, man.
Anyway, thanks for the breakdown there. That was very insightful.
Obviously, it was needed.
But listen, Merab, tough, phenomenal wrestling, nonstop wrestling. Marlon Moraes, absolute savage when he's on, has struggled with wrestlers. He struggles with backing up. It's a bad matchup, but this is by far the best fighter Merab has ever fought. And, at one point looked like he could be champion. So this is tough. What are your thoughts on all these things on the screen, Jacob?
I would look for a something like a TKO finish for Merab.
Yeah, $8,900. I'll probably spend the money. I like the money because at the very least, there's going to be 1 million takedowns. He scores a ton of points in every single DraftKings fight. Money line, honestly, is probably pretty safe. -235. I don't like spending more than -190, but it's probably pretty safe. And styles make fights, and he's an interesting style. The strike line, I absolutely despise. I hate it. I absolutely hate the strike line. I have no idea what to do with it. What do you think about the strike line?
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea what to do with it.
Okay. To just absolute, just incredible insight from Jacob. Welcome back. How glad are we that Jacob's back, huh?